NBA training camp's in full swing, so is J.R. Smith. Not in the NBA, but definitely in full swing. Made his debut for the North Carolina A&T men's golf team. J.R. shot 7 over 78 Monday, round 1 of the Elon Phoenix Invitational Tournament in Burlington, North Carolina. J.R. wasn't given an exemption or a free pass. He had to qualify for this tournament like all the other golfers. In fact, his head coach, Richard Watkins, said this about how competitive J.R. is. If you want to find out how good a golfer really is, put the word tournament or money in front of the round. Hey, coach, not the case with J.R. The word money not getting him to play any harder. J.R. pulled into the tournament, not on the team bus, if there was one, not in the car that I had when I was in college, my old beat-up Mazda Miata.
That's Broussard's
not
car.
in the car Marnie had, where she had to hold up the rearview mirror because it kept falling off. Guy showed up in a Bentley. Full-blown, more expensive than my kid's education, loaded Bentley. Just boss move, JR. Boss move. Show up in that ride.
I hope he at least brought a few teammates with him.
I don't know how many you could fit in there. You don't want to, ruffle the seats at all. Just intimidate the opponent. Shoot whatever you want. 7 over 78, 10 over 81. Doesn't matter. Call it a good day. Show up in a ride like that. Money's not affecting JR in this tournament. An Elon Phoenix Invitational.
That is a sweet ride, Jenna.
Tournament. An Elon Phoenix Invitational.
That is a sweet ride, Jenna.
We'll talk about it later in the show. So he's got a few options of what he's going to do here. Maybe he's here just for a little while to, stop from, getting his money taken away from him. That's one option. Maybe he shows up and says, ooh, my back hurts. Oh, I have an undiagnosable back injury. I showed up, but now I'm going to go rehabbing in LA. That's an option. Or this option from NBA Reddit, which might be the best idea I've ever heard in my entire life. If Ben Simmons really wants to get traded and get his money, he should return to the Sixers and exclusively shoot threes from our buddy QWERTY and a bunch of letters there. Okay, this is a fantastic idea. Now, Ben has only taken 34 career threes. A lot of them just heaves at the end of a half or the end of a game. Usually not the end of the game. That would be a bad play call. Usually the end of a quarter. This is a wonderful idea. You want me to shoot threes? You got it. And Broussard, not without precedent. Don't forget, Kobe was criticized for shooting so much. So in a playoff game, he's like, all right, I'll pass. You want me to pass? I'll pass. I'll be Kobe Bryant. See how much you like it. And afterwards, what happened? Oh, you know what? The national, you should shoot. We're sorry. We apologize. So Ben, get out there, fire away. Seth Curry, you sit down, fire away until all of Philadelphia says, we're sorry. Maybe you should just drive the lane and play good defense. We apologize. Brilliant idea.
Hey, don't be so surprised. There could be ulterior motives here, Nick.
Well, listen, what I'm more focused on is this. There is a $1,000 bounty for the first viewer that finds Wild's undercover NBA Reddit handle and sends it to me. It's not at Kevin Wilds, but the fact that he's on the no. You're not just a lurker, you're a poster. You probably talk mad trash about me under Celtics fan 44 or something. So what, Wilds? What's up, buddy? Calling timeout for fault.
It's Celtics fan.
Hey.
No one has Celtics fan 44. You have Celtics fan 33
yes,
or 00
Danny Ainge. No, Danny Ainge was Celtics 44. What are you guys talking about?
Exactly
that was Danny Ainge's number.
Right.
1987.
That's your handle.
I think
Nick is
Woz
playing
right.
the role
No
of
one
Danny
has
Ainge. Oh, wait. Maybe it's my Reddit handle. Time for In or Out.
Yeah. Oh,
Sponsored
that's
by
why
Midas
it's always talking
Tires.
trash about me.
Brakes.
I'm on to you, Celtics fan 44 on NBA
Everything.
Reddit.
Make your... All right, let's go Midas. Tires, brakes, oil, everything. Make your appointment at Midas.com today. What's going on with Odell Beckham Jr.? Seriously, what is going on? Finally healthy, and yet another underwhelming, subpar game Sunday from the Browns receiver. Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio thinks OBJ could be on the move via trade awfully soon. He wrote this: if there's a taker for the balance of his $14.5 million salary, the Browns would be crazy not to consider making a move. They don't need him. Someone else might think they do, and Beckham might be quietly pining for a chance to go to a place where he can do more than be an overpaid decoy. For the Browns, anything they would get for Beckham would be more than what they are currently getting from him now. Can't believe we're here, but Chris Broussard, you in or out on the Browns trading Odell Beckham?
I'm in on this, Jenna. Now, it's not urgent. It's not like if they can't trade him or don't trade him, he's going to derail their season. But if you could find a taker, as Florio pointed out, to get his $14.5 million this year, and the next 2 years, he's got a $15 million cap hit each of those seasons, then sure, I'd trade him. And this is not a knock against OBJ. But the fact is that he and Baker Mayfield just cannot get on the same page, or have not been on the same page. You see there, the numbers don't lie. Baker Mayfield's been much better without OBJ. Last year, OBJ only played about 7 games. In his last 3 games healthy, Baker had 5 interceptions. In the last 7 games or 11 games after that, or whatever it was, Baker had one interception the entire rest of the way. So he has been better without OBJ. The first 2 games this year without OBJ, he completes 82% of his passes nearly. The next 2 with OBJ, he completes 53%. Again, not putting it on Odell, but I think it's more on Baker. And early on last year, maybe early on this year, I think he felt an obligation to try to get the ball to Odell. I first guessed this. I said it last year when Odell got hurt that Baker would be better because now he could just go through his natural progressions and hit the open man. I do think Baker did that last week against the Chargers, and they put up 42 points, but he only targeted OBJ 3 times, and the offense was fine. So Florio's right. I think they'll be fine. Jarvis Landry is back in maybe this week even, but certainly in a couple weeks. And then OBJ Nick will be even less of a target for Baker.
And one of those 3 targets, the only one he didn't catch was that key 4th down drop very early in the game that, given how the game ended, loomed very large. But Kevin Wildes, the comp I'm about to make.
Yes.
And we are getting ever and ever closer to Odell following the Randy Moss arc. And that is amazing. Goes to a lesser team. What the hell happened to you? Then goes to a GOAT-style quarterback. Amazing. Now, I know what the audience thinking, Nick, you're going to send him to the Chiefs. As much as I would like to, and Odell would love Kansas City, I must say, I'm not sure what the Chiefs need is an offensive player right now. However, another GOAT-level quarterback.
You think?
What about Aaron?
Mac Jones.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
Oh.
Send Odell to Green Bay. You send him out of the conference. I understand Aaron loves the receiving core this year, but he'd love it even more with Odell. That Packers team since week 1 has been great. This would give them an infusion. They have the draft capital to do it. Send Odell to Green Bay. I'm in on this. It has never fit with Baker and the Browns. And by the way, they scored 42, as Broussard mentioned, with Odell doing nothing. They're a running team, and they're going to take some shots. It's a misallocated asset, Wildes.
Look, it would be smart. And if Aaron Rodgers wanted Odell, all he would have to do is put out a tweet or say something to McAfee, and would put the Packers brass in a tough spot. Like, we're supposed to, listen to Aaron. We got Randall Cobb. He's playing great. Maybe we'll make this happen. I could see a few things. But I'll give you 3 things. 1, I would love to have him in New Orleans with Broussard's MVP, Jameis Winston, especially since Michael Thomas is still on the PUP list. I think that offense would come alive, but they don't have enough money. I get it. Obviously, every football story, I am trying to add, 100 players to the Patriots. That doesn't really work either. What about this one, though? What about the Giants? Why don't you come on home, Odell? We just saw Jamie Collins come back to New England, and he was great. What do we have a